Hello, I am Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and in this video I wanted to give a guide for the current dungeon ranking event. It is a fire and lightning dungeon and we have 3 lightning bosses and 2 fire, or rather 1 fire. Well, Bahamut is non-elemental but you can make him weak to fire. And the only times where you might need a Sigil is for Dark Army General. If you want to instantly max out the command gauge, then you need Circle Sigil, and you might need X Sigil for Leviathan if you don't manage to kill him at the start of the battle. And all bosses are immune to poison, so Biomateria is useless, and you can use PDEF and MDEF debuffs on few bosses, so it's mainly just DPS fire and lightning battles with offensive buffs. However, the add encounters are rather annoying and it's always 3 enemies, so AoE damage weapons are very good here to take care of them quickly, and they really do a lot of damage to us now. Also, this dungeon doesn't really have many options either. At the start you have the Dark Army General, and then you can choose between either Bahamut or Airbuster, and Airbuster opens up this right area of the map for Acana. And we also have 3 rare items, so those 2 blue chests, and there's also last item after you defeat Cactuars for the first time, and Cactuar gives you 500 crystals, so definitely don't skip them. Since we need 2 elements, we need 2 DPS characters, ideally one for fire and the other one for lightning. And actually all 3 Dragon Quest DPS banners are doing very nice here. So Cloud and Zack for physical DPS, they are very good, but Yuffie with her 1-year-old fire gear is actually doing amazing here, because she is a very solid fire DPS with that fire buffs, and she also has AoE exploit weakness. And then you can pair them with Aerith having Tarot and her summer weapon that buffs lightning damage and physical attack, and you have all offensive buffs on a MVP team for the ranking. And Magic Team also works here very well, and as usual Tifa and Vincent with Aerith are doing very good, but Dragon Quest Sephiroth is also a very solid DPS here. And I tried to make a team that doesn't feature any of the crossover banners, so I have Matt, Cloud and Lucia. Yuffie or Vincent would be great here as fire DPS, but I just don't have them, and Lucia is my only fire option. And at least pair with Matt, he debuffs lightning resistance while Lucia debuffs fire resistance and also does fire damage. And this is just the best team I could come up with what I have on my account, and my options are quite limited. Matt has Dark Knight outfit with Thunder Blizzard, dual players for buffs and heals, Nautilus to debuff lightning resistance, normal ultimate weapon, breach materia and both circle and X Sigil, and then in sub-equipment slots 2 weapons with attack for allies and a gale weapon with physical defense for allies. Lucia has Shinra outfit with Hellfire, Ceremonial Rifle for DPS and also to apply Enfeeble, Marine to debuff fire resistance, Banner ultimate weapon, circle and X Sigil, and then sub-equipment slots a weapon with physical attack for allies and 2 weapons with physical attack for Lucia and also fire potency. Cloud has Murasame outfit with Judgment Bolt, Murasame for DPS, Sky Splitter to help Lucia in fire battles, ultimate 3 lightning potency materia with X Sigil, and then sub-equipment slots a weapon with physical attack for allies, SSR and Ultimatic are my best options, that's why I have them. Alright, on the first boss, but grab this chest so just that you don't forget later. And also here, always save, it's a very nice feature, so use it. Alright, at the beginning of the battle, start applying all buffs, and well, Cloud doesn't do anything else other than DPS, so just hit once. And with Lucy I'm just going to wait is I just want to get a few sigils if possible. But here, because they have provoke on those 2 odds, we have to get rid of them first before we move to anything else. And now the same thing with this one, and try to kill them as quickly as possible if you want to break the sigils. Just one more. And now, if you want to, you can ignore the sigils, but you will get hit. Unless you have something else than Cloud and you can finish off the boss earlier, I just recommend try to finish off all those sigils. And also, in every dungeon ranking is important, or AEB usage is important, so try not to waste the AEB. For example, if you're waiting for max stance, it is better to sit on AEB and just wait until you reach it and then consume AEB. So for example, Lucia isn't using any AEB because it would be just a waste. Because for every AEB that you consume, your score gets lowered. So that's why you want to use as little as possible. And yeah, I forgot. Don't use any breach or PDF debuffs on the boss because he's immune. So I just wasted 3 AEB. So don't be like me. But with this team I only ran the dungeon once before recording this now. And alright, transfer abilities, and I'm going to pick Fire Ponce because Lucia is weaker and I need to boost her a little. And I'm just going to save. Alright, Bahamut, as usual, start the battle, applying all buffs and debuffs. But the only way to make Bahamut weak to fire is if you have Zack's Dragon Quest crossover weapon. And otherwise, I'm using Sky Splitter here to help Lucia because she buffs fire damage for the whole team, so that buffs Cloud's Sky Splitter damage. But ideally you want to finish off Bahamut before this Mega Flare hits. But at least with my team it is not possible. If you have other characters, it might be. Or will be. Come on, please. Finally. Alright, let's just finish it off, but that was annoying, this huge lag. But nothing you can do about it. Alright, and second transfer ability, of course, if you are using physical team, this middle one. And let's save, because I want to go for the odds. Alright, and those odds are very annoying, and you have to defeat them before they charge their attack, because they can very well kill you. But first is Bloody Worm and then Sahagin Prince in this order, unless you're using any AoE weapons. But try to kill them as quickly as possible because every attack from them is doing quite a lot of damage. And yes, I'm just using Hellfire so I don't get hit by this Sahagin. Which might seem counterproductive, but I would take a lot of damage. I'm fine, I'll just wait it out. Alright, now this chest, and... oh fine, the second chest. And let's go for the Airbuster. But, of course, as usual, save to save you the time. Alright, I'm now here with Mad debuff lightning resistance, but also we need that P attack buff and P debuff, and now the summons. It's mainly so Cloud gets that lightning damage buff here. And try to do as much damage as you can. But also ideally you want to finish off Airbuster before this attack hits you, which, well, Murakami Cloud is still quite nice, but it is not the top DPS weapon, so it is not possible with Cloud. Unless you have his Dragon Quest crossover set, then sure. So just 2 attacks. Yeah, actually Materia will do here. That's alright. Another transferability. And it depends on what you need. If your lightning is stronger, then you might pick this one. Actually, I am going to pick fire resistance, debuff and fire potency because we are about to go to Acana, so I need a fire buff for this. Okay, because on Acana you can get another lightning buff, but Acana is quite tough. I think he is definitely the most beefy boss in a dungeon, so I need more fire because I'm lacking it. Oh, and also here on Acana, because it's one of the Gallonbaloirs. At the beginning of the battle, always switch to defense because they usually start with a rash. But here I immediately start debuffing fire resistance, doing all the P attack buffs. And just try to do as much DPS as possible. Actually, I'm going to activate that Lucia ultimate weapon. It's not very powerful, it's just one attack 30% stronger, so it's not a big difference. Oh, actually, I didn't think that would kill him. So that's nice. And the last transferability, this one is for physical teams, so of course pick this one. And also, even with magic teams you can use it, even though it is P attack, it has lightning potency. And it's alright. It's lightning enemies, so try to debuff lightning resistance. And hopefully I can, yeah, well, sadly no, I'm just lacking tiny bit of damage here. But this one connected. Alright, and also now the chests. One is here, next to this normal boss. And then the second one is very near Cactuars. So it's here, literally next to the Cactuars, but now safe. And here, try to buff your physical attack. And what you see, I just use her ability specifically to get that AB boost, but also try to kill those characters as quickly as possible because they do quite a lot of damage to you now. And alright, that's the whole dungeon done. So let's go for the final boss. And here, as usual, save. Alright, start by applying all the buffs and debuffs, and well, you can finish off Leviathan before the schedule phase, definitely not with this team, so activate overspeed on not your lightning DPS and just try to break the schedule phase as quickly as possible with as little AB as you can, and then we can activate limit breaks. But yeah, with Murasame Cloud it is not possible to finish off this boss before you get to the schedule phase, so try to make it as efficient as possible and then just finish him off. But it's quite funny how Leviathan used to be known as this very tough boss, and now I think they made him the easiest boss here. And he is also the final boss of the dungeon, but still the easiest one of this whole dungeon. But yeah, that's just a rough walkthrough of the dungeon with a non-Dragon Quest team. And yes, pretty much every team uses some limited weapons. It is impossible at this point in the game to not use not a single limited weapon, but it's just the best thing I have, and surprisingly you can still score a pretty nice score with a non-ideal team, because Cloud is 2 years old by now, but still you can do pretty well. And if you have other characters you can do much better, but it's just the team I thought might work best. At least I have nothing else I could show here. But yeah, good luck on your own clear, and in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next one.